For centuries, the Catholic Church emphasized the astonishingly realistic depictions of Renaissance masters like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci. But in the 17th century, art took a dramatic turn. High ceilings covered in golden arches of intricate carvings, white angels twirling and singing during the opening of the heavens, billowing clouds and rays of sunshine breaking through the frame. They call this the epitome of Baroque art. It was developed to evoke spiritual emotions in response to the Protestant Reformation by using vivid colors and elaborate movements, such as the trompe-l'œil technique. Professor of Theology and Art, Father Jean Paul Hernandes, explains the mechanics behind this phenomenon.
So it's an illusion, optical illusion. You have the impression that you have a three-dimension object, but in fact, actually there is only two-dimension objects.
Kitty-cornered on your way to St. Peter's Square, the humble Chiesa del Gesù is where Baroque architect and painter Andrea Pozzo's first masterpiece rests, the altar and tomb of St. Ignatius of Loyola.
This altar is the most important altar for every Jesuit because the body of St. Ignatius is buried here. And the program of this altar is fantastic. The altar was made in 1695 by a Jesuit, Pozzo, Fratel Pozzo, a brother, a Jesuit brother, and he built it as a message, as a spiritual message.
The painting portrays Jesus Christ giving the flag of his mission to Ignatius, the founder of the Society of Jesus. Chiesa del Gesù is the mother church for the Jesuits. Built in 1568 after St. Ignatius' death, the Baroque style had one precise message to instill.
The name of Jesus as the synthesis, as the summary of the way to be in intimacy with the Lord. So how to pray, just say Jesus, just say the name of Jesus, just speak with Jesus like to a friend. And that's a teaching of the spiritual exercises.
But out of the hundreds of Catholic churches in Rome's city centre, why is this one so unique? The clock strikes 5:30. Brilliant lights turn heads towards Pozzo's masterpiece, and all of a sudden, the painting starts descending. A 300-year-old Baroque tradition awakens.
All this movement comes slowly down at a certain time, which what we call Macchina Barocca, which is a Baroque machine with pulleys and ropes. At that time it was amazing, and this picture comes down, and what can we see? The statue of the saint, the statue of Saint Ignatius. And the effect is that it is like if Ignatius goes up to the heaven, coming from his urn, from his tomb, to the higher level, to the heaven, and that's why we have the same image of the statue represented in the ark above, over the altar, and also on the dome. Exactly the same image of Ignatius in three different steps, climbing to the sky, and presented to the Lord by Saint Peter.
St. Ignatius' feast day is celebrated July 31st as the patron saint of soldiers, soldiers in war, and soldiers for the Church.